I do not know who's leading this parade up here, but we are doing 70 in an 80, and you can see all the brake lights going off. This is going to be some line of cars, what I'm calling a parade, but if you're doing under the speed limit and you're slowing down anybody, that's called impeding. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 cars in front of me. I'm 13 and I see at least 3 people behind me, so you can actually be charged by every single person that you're impeding. That's $300 times 15, 16 people. And if you're a farmer, I hate to say it, but if you've driven past a line, which they've driven past 4 now, you should be taking one of those lines, not only out of courtesy, but again, because you can be charged for every single person that you're impeding. And that's a combine head or something that they're towing. And they're driving past yet another line and they're not turning. So, like I said, not only is it a courtesy to all the people behind you to go down a line, but it's also, you're not impeding people, so you can't be charged $300 times each person that you're impeding, and that's up to the OPP officer or police officer. It's at their discretion whether they charge for every single person that you're impeding. But also, now you're getting involved with the Ministry of Transportation, so if they pull you over now they're going to go over everything with a fine-tooth comb. Do you have brakes on that piece of equipment that you're towing? No, you don't. You know, he does actually have the blinkers working, so that's good. Do you have the oversized load sign? Do you have the slow-moving traffic sign? All that kind of stuff. You're just opening yourself up to a wealth of possible offenses by going out on the highway and continually driving past line after line after line. And it's also safer for you on those side roads, back roads, etc. Beyond the fact that it's illegal to be on the road and doing what you're doing. These 13 cars did not catch up to you by going slower than you are, and they did not catch up to you by doing, 500 over the speed limit, right? So that's the thing. If you've got slow moving signs on there, you can't exceed 50 kilometers an hour. If you don't have slow moving signs on there, then you must go the speed limit of the road, or else you're impeding and you can be charged for impeding. Here we are driving past another line. So that's what, 6 lines that they've driven past? Wow. And it's not safe either, because then people start getting anxious. Like, we just cracked 71 right now, 71 kilometers in an 80. Very unsafe because people get impatient, and then it somewhat forces them to do moves that they wouldn't normally do. Now, I'm not excusing, bad moves, unsafe moves, all that kind of stuff, but when you have an unsafe action originally that's creating the backlog and creating the situation that people are getting impatient, people need to get home, people need to get to appointments, people need to feed their kids, perhaps they've got an emergency that they're going to right now. There is more than just you on the road. And again, the Highway Traffic Act is very clear when it comes to impeding. It's probably around 119 to 130, I think, is where it is in the Highway Traffic Act. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, there is just a line of cars behind. There's got to be at least 20 cars behind me now. Yeah, I'd say minimum of 20 cars behind me. We only had a couple of them turn. Here we are driving past yet another line. This guy's just giving up. See how they jammed on the brakes and just turned? They're like, forget this, I'm not dealing with another one. So that's 7 lines that they've driven past. I forget where I was going with that train of thought, but yeah, it's up to the discretion of the police officer whether they charge just one offense or they charge for every single offense behind them. Again, you're opening yourself up now to Ministry of Transportation, possible inspections, possible fines. Maybe everything's good, but they're still going to pull you over and they're still going to do an inspection. So impeding times 30 offenses, 300 per offense. Yeah, this guy, he's got a transport behind me and he's getting impatient. So he's kind of weaving out and trying to take a look. One headlight on that black car. It's up to you every single time you get in your vehicle to make sure that everything is functioning properly. And baloney that you were just driving home and that light burned out. So as you can see, we're coming up on the 8th line that they've passed. Yeah, this guy, here's another one that just gave up. Just at the last second said, screw it, I'm gonna go try to find another way. And I don't blame him. If I had another way home, I would absolutely take it. Unfortunately, I don't. I missed my opportunity. I hadn't even caught up to this traffic at that point. But I could have turned probably about 10 minutes ago and taken another route had I known this, but it's too late for that now. And that's just it. It's not only impolite, very selfish to do, you know, because people have got places to go, deliveries to make, mouths to feed, you know, perhaps they're going to work. But on top of that, it's illegal, unlawful, however you want to word it. There's worse things out there, I understand that, but again, like some 30 odd people you're impeding, and there are faster, safer ways that you could go that would permit us to get home in a reasonable fashion. This guy, here's the third one. He's just pulling off. He's going to do a U-turn. He's had enough. Yep. So that's 3 drivers that just gave up because of this. I bet you if this person doesn't turn, they're going to have some other people that bail out, because there is a way that I could go, but it would be much, much longer by going down this road. Yep. So there's the 4th and the 5th that just gave up, and the 9th line now that this driver has passed and not done anything. Now it looks like we've thinned out the herd and we've only got 2, 3 in front of me. Can't pass 3 at once. I'd like to point out too that through the small town, he's actually speeding. He's getting further away from me. The speed limit's 60 through here, and it's actually opening up to 80 now. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm a little confused. When you're out on the main roads, you can't do the speed limit. But when it comes to the small towns, you can't be bothered to go to the speed limit. You're going to go over. And it's going to slow down to 60 again here. And we'll see what they do. But I guess I'm just confused on where the line is. You'll not do the speed limit when it's permitted, but you'll go above the speed limit when it's not permitted. Just making sure I understand this, that's all. I'm just trying to understand. So speed limit dropping to 60, and that's exactly what we do. So here's what 60 looks like. And I'd also like to point out that not only the person leading the parade is speeding through the small towns, but the 3 people that are following them, because I guess they're fed up or whatever, are just going to do that speed. So again, there's 2 small towns that he sped through, probably doing 70 if I had to guess, in a 60. But then when he's out on the highway where the speed limit's 80, they're only going to do 70. And there's another line that they drove past, by the way, so that's 10 lines that they drove past. So again, if they have the slow moving sign, which is the triangle, they can't do any more than 50. But if they don't have that slow moving sign, they have to do the speed limit. Period. And if they don't, then they're held to the same rules that everybody else is, and that means impeding charges. Come on, Subaru. Come on. There you go. So no slow moving sign. So he has to go the speed limit, which he is not. The only thing I'll give him credit for is, like I said, they've got actual working flashing lights. Ten lines that they passed that they could have been down. It wouldn't have bothered anybody. Wouldn't have been a heat score for the Ministry of Transportation, cops, etc. This is not how you drive a vehicle. This is not how you deliver farm equipment. He's driven past his 11th now, I can confirm that. This is not how this is you being a virus on society and not being a contributing member to society. We all need to get along. We all need to work together in order to get things done. But the only person that was responsible for your actions there and your unlawful actions there was the 13 people that were behind you. Now there's another 20 that are trying to deal with your actions. I just really wish that people were responsible for their own actions and were held to be accountable for their actions. And nothing would make me happier than shutting down this channel because everybody is doing exactly what they're supposed to do. But that was a perfect example of what not to do on the road under any circumstance whatsoever. Unless there was absolutely nobody behind you. Then that's the only time it's excused. The cops still could give you a ticket for impeding though, because you're not going the speed limit. Yes, the speed limit's not a target, but once you impede somebody, you're open to charges. So smarten up, be less selfish, obey the rules of the road, people, please. Thank you.